Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, March 30th, and it is a beautiful year of 2020. Um, Today, in our meeting, I'm going to ask that you work on patience, taking time to know that things are going to be okay. Give everybody a second chance. If you get frustrated, take a deep breath, count to 10, let it out. You might have to take a little walk away from whatever you're working on. Maybe it's your schoolwork, maybe it's a puzzle or something you're getting frustrated with. Okay, so remember to be patient with each other. It'll help your day go by more smoothly. I'm going to read to our Weird But True book. This section is called Professional Surfer. Garrett McNamara wrote a monster wave as tall as a 10-story building, setting a world record. Some monster waves can travel faster than a speeding car and pack enough power to tear a ship in half. Oh. Ultimate secret revealed. How does a wave become a monster? Also called rogue waves. These walls of water come out of stormy areas of the ocean and can tower more than 100 feet tall. The supersized waves occur when several smaller waves join to form giants. The relatively large number of observations of rogue waves is a surprise for experts. Monster waves have been known to swallow entire ships, so how did McNamara survive this wild ride? A friend towed him out to the wave on a jet ski, accelerating to the same speed as the wave before McNamara hopped on. Then the surfer hung on for the ride of his life. 10-story building. Wow. It's like 10 Green Valley stacked on top of each other. It's crazy. Good for him, though, huh? Riding the wave. All right. I'm going to talk about uh, lesson 4-6 in our math books today, which starts on page 225. I'm just going to go through a few. So again, you're not overwhelmed, but you have a general idea of what's happening here. On page 225, number 1 is the number 63, and they're talking about rounding to the tens. So the tens place with ones, and then tens. The 6 is in the tens place here. Again, one of the easier ways to understand it is draw yourself a number line and use the tens. 60 and the next 10 up, 70, and plot your 63, your number. 63 is a lot closer to 60, so 63 rounds down, or to the 10 that's less, to 60. Okay. Another example I wanted to point out was number 4. Number 4 is the number 25. So again, plot your 10s, 20, and the one right after 30. Now you see there's 25 and an arrow to the right. 5 is a special number because it is right in the middle of your tens. But if you get a 5, you always round up. Okay, so less than 5, you're rounding down. 5 or more, you're always rounding up. But 5, I know it sits in the middle, but it's like you give that little push, give that little bit of nudge, and it rounds up. So if you watched the Odd Squad video that I recommended about rounding, Meatball Mountain, they'll show it. They knock the meatball, it sits on the top, and the meatball rolls down the hill because it's special case right in the middle. All right, this is one of those rules you got to memorize. Okay, lower on the page, number 9, it has the number 162. Now they're still asking you to round to the tens place. Okay, so I always underline that so I remember. So in here, the 6 again is in the tens place, and I use the tens. I focus on the tens. You plot your tens, 60, then 70. Put your number 62 because that's the number from the tens place and the ones. And again, 62 is a lot closer to 60 than it is 70, so it rounds down to 60. But that's not it. For this, you have to keep the hundreds where it is. In this case, the hundreds is 100, and then you put your 60. Okay, so you're keeping that hundreds where it is. There are special circumstances like in number 14. Again, I have it starred because it is one of those special circumstances. Again, plot your numbers from the tens. In this case, we have a 9, which is 90. And the next 10 up, which would be actually, I know some of you are saying it already, 100. So plot your 97, and look, that is very close to that 100. Okay, so you round up to your next 100, except the next 100 is what? No longer a 100, and so instead of just rounding up to the tens, this is the special case where it actually changes your 100, because the next 10 up from 197 would become the next 100. Okay, so become 200. All right. So that is it as far as page 225 goes. On page 226, it is a set of word problems that you're going to work on. Same concept, you're rounding to the tens place. And then on page 227 is addition and subtraction problems, and then they talk about this idea of reasonableness. And reasonableness means you are using your rounding skills that you've been working on, and you're going to say, hey, is this answer that they're saying correct? Is it close? Is it correct? And I agree with it. Okay, so are they taking the best guess like you would? So I'm going to show you number 25 on that page. Okay, number 25, it says 113 plus 57 equals 140. Okay, so again, you're going to do your rounding, round to your tens place. 113, is it closer to 110 or 120? If you do your number line, you'll find out that, hey, it's closer to 110. And I remember, guys, put these vertical. You know, I know that you guys are really good at writing them horizontal, but you see it better sometimes when you put them vertical, okay? And then 57, is that closer to 50 or 60? Again, if you do your number line, it's only 3 away from 60. There you go. Then you add. Add the numbers that you have using your rounding skills, and you'll see that you get 170. Now compare it to their answer. Is it their answer? Now you could round their answer too. If this said 142, you round it down to 140. In this case, it is 140. So is 170 close to 140? Well, I know if that was Skittles or M&Ms and somebody gave me 140 and my friend Frank got 170, I'd say that looked pretty unfair. That's 30 more. So I would say, maybe you as well, no, not reasonable. Okay, so it's got to be very close to be reasonable. All right. On page 228 is Puzzled Penguin. Help that puzzled penguin, that poor penguin, to be correct. As you guessed it, he is wrong again. Poor guy gets confused just like Mr. O. So write a good response. Tell him he's not correct, and tell him what he did wrong. And then also, remember, don't forget, don't leave him hanging. Give him a tip on how to fix it and make it correct. Okay. Again, in the spirit of storytelling, I do like to tell you guys some stories. I had a friend recently who had a birthday, and we all wanted to get together, but as you know, we're not supposed to. We're supposed to have our social distance and be respectful of people's health and healthy habits right now. So what we did is we had a FaceTime call together where we kind of sang happy birthday and celebrated like that. I had no idea you could even do that with more than one person. My brother called myself and my friend, so it was kind of cool. I learned that you can FaceTime with more than one person at a time. I know there's other ways to do it, but that was kind of neat. I never knew you could do that. I do want to say you can ask your parents to email or send me a message and remind. Ask Mr. O. I'm doing Ask Mr. O portion of each video here. Maybe I'll read 1 or 2 questions and try to answer them. Could be about school. Could be about anything you want. Things that I'm doing, my daughters are doing. A fun question. It's up to you. I'll leave that up to you. Okay? And I will definitely end the video again with another transformation. Any guesses what this will become? Not that it's a giveaway or anything with what's behind this transformer. All right, time to transform. Oh my, I'm out of practice with this guy. There we go. Oop, I was probably off camera, sorry about that. If you guessed helicopter, you are absolutely 100% correct. His name is actually Vortex. I used to keep the cardboards they came in. Yes, it was nerdy, but these are the things I used to like to read. You got to find something you like to read, and this helped me. These and baseball and football cards. All right, Vortex. Oh, another cool fact before I say goodbye. Vortex was part of a huge transformer named Bruticus. If you had all the little transformers that went together, I think there were 1, 2, 3, 4, like 9 of them, maybe 10. that would make a huge robot using the little robots that you transform. So pretty cool stuff. All right, you guys, take care. I will see you tomorrow, and good luck with your work. Let me know if you have any questions.